What's up, peeps? Nick Battle, aka NinosCorner, man. First off, you like this content that is coming your way, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, get all my notifications. It means a lot, helps me grow the channel immensely, folks. And also, if you're listening to this on the podcast platform, Spotify, Stitcher, Breaker, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, any one of those folks, anywhere there's a streaming podcast platform, hit the like button, hit the subscribe, share, give me a 5-star review, comments. It helps a lot, helps me grow the channel a lot. But today, folks, we're going to talk about Jordan Whittington and Christian Jones on their return here to Texas for the 2023 cycle. We know that Jordan Whittington has, officially did that through his Instagram page or his Twitter page. Not sure if Christian Jones has officially done it, but we've seen it through the Texas websites that it looks like he is leaning towards coming back here for the 2023 cycle. And what does that mean here for this team? And also the folks who are waiting their turn to play in those positions as well. But folks, first off, let's get into our sponsors, folks. Our first sponsor, folks, is going to be by betus.com. Folks, go to betus.com. Get you 125% sign-up bonus using the promo code NinosCorner at betus.com. Again, folks, go to betus.com. Get yourself 125% sign-up bonus using the promo code NinosCorner at betus.com. Folks, our second sponsor is going to be from Manscaped. Go to manscaped.com, folks. Get yourself 20% off and free worldwide shipping using the promo code NinosCorner at manscaped.com. Again, folks, go to manscaped.com, get yourself 20% off and free worldwide shipping using the promo code NinosCorner at manscaped.com. But folks, today we are here to talk about Jordan Whittington and Christian Jones returning here for the 2023 season. And what does that mean here for this Texas Longhorn team? I'm going to let's start with Christian Jones first, folks. To see how Christian Jones has progressed underneath Cal Flood has been outstanding here at Texas over the first 2 years. The first year he started off at left tackle, and I'm pretty sure Christian Jones will tell you that it probably wasn't his best season, but having an extra year with Cal Flood, moving over to the right tackle position, Christian Jones has been extraordinary. He's one of those guys that, I was like, oh man, is one of these freshmen going to come in and take this job or what? Didn't need that. This was the perfect position for Christian Jones to be in because it let our true freshmen come in and sit and learn and understand how to be a player here at Texas. And Christian Jones elevated his game to be a very, very good player here at Texas, especially at the right tackle position. I know some folks are online and, in the social media, spheres, basically talking about if Christian Jones comes back, what does that do for a guy like Cam Williams? What does that do for, Neto? What does that do for guys who can come in and possibly play that right tackle position? Are they going to have to wait now? Look here. Let's look at the previous 5 years prior to, Steve Sarkisian and Cal Flood coming here. And you guys can check my video out. I've done this plenty of times. My boy Ty from, ATS Sports, Around the Table Sports, has referenced this video plenty of times too. But prior to Sark and Cal Flood coming here to shore up that offense and the offensive line, Texas only signed 18 scholarship offensive line prospects in a 5-year span. That last year of Charlie Strong and the 4 years here of Tom Herman. So it was tied dead last with Kansas in the Big 12 for offensive line recruiting. Since Sarkisian and Cal Flood have been here, Texas has signed 12 offensive line prospects in just 2 seasons. So they have damn near got just as many offensive line guys here for the 2 years that they've been here at Texas than the previous regime and 1 year of the other regime have done in a 5-year span, folks. And mind you, out of those 18 folks that were actually recruited in that 5-year span, only 12 remained with the team, meaning 6 of them either transferred out or had to medically retire. So looking at that, having a guy like Christian Jones, who has the perfect body size and prototype to be a right tackle, having him come back for depth is just outstanding. Whether he's a starter or a backup, whatever it is outstanding. But it gives us the opportunity to assure that we have a known veteran who knows what he is doing on that field be there. Whether it's at right tackle, do we shift him in the guard? Because I've seen a lot of people say that he prospects as a pretty damn good guard too in the NFL. But even if you keep him at right tackle, it gives you the opportunity to have him battle it out with guys like Neto, have him battle it out with guys like Cam Williams. Also, guys like Hayden Conner, who played left guard this year. Hayden Conner profiles as a pretty good right tackle himself. So this gets Cal's Flood the opportunity to fine-tune his offensive line. I think we all understand that a guy like Kelvin Banks Jr. is going to start, folks. He is going to be our left tackle. Now it's the guard positions. Do we keep Hayden Conner at guard, or do we kick him out to the right tackle position? Or do we move Christian Jones in the guard? See, we have options now. We're not depending upon freshmen to come save this team year in and year out, which is what Texas has done in the past, and we have shot ourselves in the foot depending on that. Luckily, we've had two really good left tackles come in and play as freshmen in Connor Williams and also Samuel Cosme. But folks, that is not the recipe for a winning and successful organization and team. Yes, we've had another really, really good true freshman and Kelvin Banks Jr. come in and do his thing also at left tackle. And we had Cole Hudson play this year. And also DJ Campbell played a lot towards the end of the year. But that is not what you want, especially on the offensive line. You want these guys to get into a weight program. You want them to be ready to come in and have their bodies physically strong and mature enough to handle going against a guy who's 22 years old, 320 pounds, and it's just light years stronger than what this freshman is who was in prom 6 months ago. So, folks, that is the, I wouldn't say problem because it's not a problem. This is what we have. This is the good problem that we have. Is having depth and great experience in Christian Jones come back here to the University of Texas, and it allows other players to wait their turn a little bit more, let the game slow down some more, or it allows great competition so that if he does get passed up, whoever has passed him up has passed up a good player, and we know that that guy is just as good or if not better than what Christian Jones played last year, and Christian Jones was amazing. One thing I love about Christian Jones in the run game, he's one hell of a run blocker. And so if wherever we can get him on the field, whether it's at guard, whether it's at tackle, it's going to be outstanding. So let's take some let's look at some options here for Christian Jones. What if he does kick into a guard position and we're able to move Hayden Conner out to the right tackle position? Because you imagine a lineup, folks, of Kelvin Banks Jr., Christian Jones, Jake Majors at center, a combination of either DJ Campbell or Cole Hudson at one guard position. And then also after that, folks, a guy like Hayden Conner at your right tackle position, or him battling it out with a guy like Cam Williams, or if Hayden Conner stays at the left guard position, and then you have Christian Jones battling it out with a guy like DJ Campbell. With a guy like Cam Williams, Christian Jones and Cam Williams battling that out at the right tackle position. Or does DJ Campbell play right tackle for a little bit before eventually sliding into the interior? Cal Flood has a lot of people to play with here in this system to get the best offensive line out there for the University of Texas. And having a guy like Christian Jones come back is outstanding because it manufactures great depth with the great offensive line recruiting that Texas has done. And it also allows us to make sure that we are assured that the best five are going to play here at Texas on the offensive line. Now, folks, let's shift gears here to Jordan Whittington. One thing I love about Jordan Whittington is I honestly thought Jordan Whittington was underused this year. And when I went back and looked at his numbers for just the regular season, I didn't count the bowl game yet. But just looking at his numbers for the regular season, folks, and look, I'm going to pull this up here on my screen. But I went to my website, NinosCornerSports.com, folks. I suggest you go there. A lot of good information there. And I went to the player analysis, and I went down to the wide receivers and said, how did Jordan Whittington do this year? Okay, so we go take a look at Jordan Whittington. I click on his name there, all right? And we take a look and see exactly what Jordan Whittington did here for this year. And in 2020, Jordan Whittington had an NCN number, folks. That's a NinosCorner number for receiving at 59.51 points. It's the highest he's had since he's been here at Texas. And this is the first time that Jordan Whittington has been completely healthy throughout a year. But the average NCN score, falls between 45 and 50 points. So he was well above the average NCN score, if I'm not mistaken, for wide receivers. Jordan Whittington had the highest NCN score in the team. 65 targets, 45 receptions for 69% catch percentage, 609 yards. Now, folks, I want to harp on that 609 yards. Jordan Whittington had 600 yards in the first 12 games of the season, quietly, in my opinion. He had a quiet 600 yards. I thought he was underutilized. But for somebody to be underutilized and have the stats that I'm about to tell you guys what he had, let you know that Jordan Whittington is a guy that is severely needed here on this campus when it comes to playing primarily in the slot this year. But having 609 yards quietly on this team, having 33 first down receptions out of his 45 receptions, 33 were for first down, meaning 73% of his catches went for first down. He only had one touchdown this year when it comes to receiving, so that's got to get up. Only 2% of his catches were for touchdowns, but explosive plays, folks. He had 12 explosive receiving plays. You see here, folks, 12 explosive plays. That is receiving plays of 20 yards or more. So 27% of his receptions went for 20 yards or more, folks. So that's more than 1 out of 4 catches, like 1.38 catches. So let's just say 1 out of 4 catches, every 1 out of 4 catches for Jordan Whittington went for 20 plus yards. Just outstanding for a guy who was your second best receiver on the team, but was underutilized, in my opinion, folks. He was underutilized and still had 27% of his receptions be for 20 yards or more. And successful plays. This is what gets me about Jordan Whittington, what I love. His SP rate. His SP rate was 91%. 41 out of his 45 catches were successful plays. And when we talk about plays that are successful in nature with Jordan Whittington and any player here at Texas, on first down, folks, you got to get at least half the yardage on first down to get a first down. And then on second down, you need at least 70% of that yardage on second down to move forward to getting a first down. And on third down, folks, you need it to get at least 100%, bare minimum, 100% of the yardage needed on third down to be successful. And on fourth down, again, 100%. So Jordan Whittington, out of those 45 catches that he had, 41 of them were successful plays. They were positive plays moving into the right progression to get a first down. 91% of his catches were like that. That's Jordan Whittington, folks. And one thing that we also love about Jordan Whittington, his yak, folks. 342 of his 609 yards were yak. So 7.6 yards of yak per reception, which was more than half of his total yards receiving. So I think he only averaged 13.3 yards per catch. More than half of that, folks, was from yak, yards after catch. All right. One thing also, he had no drops this year. No, he had one in the bowl game, if I'm not mistaken, but this is the yards pre-bowl game. I didn't add the bowl game here, but I have no drops for Jordan Whittington. I got to go back and look at that, but I'm pretty sure that is correct, but no drops for Jordan Whittington. So when we start to talk about Jordan Whittington and if we absolutely need him here at Texas, did he overstay? No, we need a guy with that kind of production to remain here at Texas. A lot of folks have been in the comments basically telling me, is it going to stunt the growth of a guy like Savion Red, who they think is going to come in and do great things once he leaves? Is he going to stunt the growth of a guy like DeAndre Moore, who is the true freshman who's going to be coming here from St. John Bosco in California? I say no, folks. Jordan Whittington's a guy, like I said, he was injury prone early in his career. He was fully healthy this year and he did great things. He's a great security blanket for Quinn. He's a hell of a wide receiver. He was underutilized this year, folks, and had 600 yards. Just think if he was maximized to his full potential. You're looking at a guy who can have 750 plus yards and do great things for this team and more touchdowns than what he had. I think it's a perfect marriage for him to stay here for another year. Having a guy like him, Xavier Worthy, if he does indeed stay here at Texas, okay, having a guy like Jonte Cook who runs routes outstanding, having a guy like Isaiah Nayer come back to be that big-bodied receiver deep down the field, it's only going to allow a guy like Jordan Whittington and guys like Xavier Worthy to to go across the middle and be able to catch and run with the ball, folks, instead of having to high point balls all the time, because that is not the best thing for a game. Jordan Whittington's best aspect of his game is when he gets the ball in his hands, he's like a running back, a lot like Devin Duvernay when he was here at Texas as well. But I'm expecting great things from Jordan Whittington here in this next year. Having a guy who has been here, been through the fire, understands what it is to come back from adversity with his injuries, and he's going to be able to teach some of these younger football players that are coming here in this program this year what it means to be a pro here at Texas. And I love it. So Having a guy like him come back, having a guy like Christian Jones comes back, folks, it's only good things here for Texas because it allows us to manufacture depth. It allows us to be assured that we don't have to rush freshmen back on that football field like we have done so much in the past. And that is what's gotten Texas in problems here in the past is relying on freshmen to save this program. Now we have bona fide a guy like Jordan Whittington, who was a 5-star come out of high school. We have a bona fide 5-star to be in that field completely healthy this year. And we also have a guy like Christian Jones, who has plenty of starting experience here at Texas to come back and compete for another starting job. And if he keeps the job, then great. That means he has done great things to hold off some of those young bucks, right, who are trying to take his job. But on that note, folks, man, it's time for me to get out of here. I want to tell you guys to do you like I tell you all the time. Don't be afraid to fail. Outgrow your environment. Understand your brilliance. NinosCorner. I'm out. Horns always up. Hug 'em.